Yo, yo, yo. Hold on. All right. Welcome to Starlight Man channel again. This is part two of my earlier video that I was doing about Nofap and semen retention. I already broke down. I told them in my part one was the video I did before this one, which is the part one, was about people who were struggling, dealing with like they fap too much or they have an addiction to fapping or what you want to call masturbation or self pleasure. Trying to find better words to use it, like self pleasure, self loathing, self stimulation, stuff like that. People who have problems who they can't keep their hands off themselves. I was saying what they're really looking for is not the release itself or the ejaculation of the climax. What they're looking for is the orgasmic energy. And I already broke that down in the first video. And that's what they're looking for. So they think that they're addicted to the release, aka always needed to. That's why they be like, oh, I gotta get my nut, I gotta get my nut, or they need to get one off. But really, they're due to the negative programming of how they give us these negative, unhealthy habits of masturbation or self pleasure and self stimulation. A lot of times we often conflate the two. We often conflate the release or climax with orgasm, and really ejaculation and orgasm are two separate things that can be deciphered and can be separated. And so you by default conflate that, okay, in order to reach an orgasm or reach some type of orgasmic energy, you have to have some type of climax or ejaculation. And a lot of times, even if you do, like, say, I'm not gonna get specific, but say you do edge or whatever, you don't feel satisfied, and um, that's that's due to because you think that you need the release in order to, you see what I'm saying, experience orgasmic energy. But there's a way that you can, like I said, when you deal with the tantra and they teach you how to do like your self lingam massages and self practices of tantra, aka called solo tantra or solo cultivation, because they do it in a more healthier way where a person masturbates, or what's a better word to use, self pleasure or self stimulates themselves in a way that builds energy, so they don't just be depleting it, and they can build higher orgasmic bliss, more more higher orgasmic pleasure while they do it. And that's by being, I'm not gonna go into the detail, but that's by being in a situation where before climax is really where the orgasm starts. And then when you can learn to hover around that area and stay in that area, it takes training and practice. Then you can learn to stay in the orgasmic bliss or stay experiencing these orgasmic sensations to the point where you can break off that negative habit of thinking that the ejaculation and climax is conflated or equal to the orgasm. And so you realize that you're really looking for the orgasm. You'll be a lot much more satisfied when you do it that way, and you can leave without have wasted your seed. You see what I'm saying? Um, and whatnot. You know what I mean? And this, I was saying the reason why you know that this is true because a lot of times after a person gets done being what they call it post nut clarity, a lot of times, yeah, they may be relaxed, they may feel like they release something, so they may feel like they can go to sleep. But a lot of times, especially if you don't know fap or semen retention or you're on that journey and you realize, you'll be like, man, this, like, what did I do this? This wasn't even all that worth it. Like, that's the biggest thing. They'll be like, oh, this wasn't even all that worth it. Sometimes they'll be like, this wasn't even all that worth it, or I ain't have to do this, or man, I could have honestly cool, but I could have just saved this energy and built this up. This was not even that big of a deal, and that's letting you know right there that you subconsciously you think you were conflating ejaculation with orgasm, but really you was really just searching for the orgasm. You were searching for the orgasmic pleasure. You were searching for the orgasm itself, not necessarily the release. That's why after release you get tired, or you feel like this wouldn't even be worth it, or I could have just held my energy and put that into something else or transmute it to something else. Now, this is part two, right? Part two is gonna be about not solo people, not people who have problems with self pleasure and masturbation and fapping and self stimulation and self pleasure. This is gonna be more so about people who have sexual addictions themselves. Now, first of all, disclaimer: if you with your partner, granted that is different because y'all all have your own needs, and there's still a way that y'all can do it too, which I'm gonna get into. But disclaimer: if you with a partner, y'all have your own needs, and your partner want different levels of sex. Some men want more sex, some women want more sex. Certain relationships, both of y'all want more sex, so y'all gonna have more frequency of it. Now that is not a problem. I just want to put that out there. So understand that too, or should I say, understand that first, right? But anyway, getting into it. When people that just in general that have sexual addictions, well, first, actually, let me re-attack that. Let's actually stay on point. Let's stay actually on the concept of partners. Let's just stay on partners. Say these are two healthy partners, but they like have really high sex drive and they both keep having sex, and so they feel like they always need to, like get one off and always need to have sex. Now, understand there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm gonna say it's even better if you're getting off, or like you said, ejaculating and climaxing with a partner. It's a lot better than when the person climaxes by themselves, and the reason why that is because when the person climaxes by themselves, Granted, your own level of your body, how much sperm it produce, how much healthy you are, how much nutrients you get in, your diet, your health, your blood circulation will determine how much you bounce back from that, from a solo ejaculation or climax, like by yourself, self pleasure. But when you with another partner doing it, y'all exchange fluids. Like when you talk about intention, you talk about the yin and yang. You exchange fluids. You exchange your yang and she receives your yang, and she exchanges her yin and you receive her yin. You see what I'm saying? So y'all both actually exchange fluids whenever y'all both are having intercourse. So that is different. So sex itself is always gonna be a more natural process. It's always gonna be more healthier as long as y'all both healthy. Obviously, what I'm saying, and y'all have an actual connection. That's another video, but it'll be a better for y'all in the sense of y'all be in a situation where y'all both are actually exchange energy fluids, so you won't be as tired as like if you do it by yourself. But here's the thing: eventually, if a man is constantly having sex and constantly releasing, they'll still eventually get tired if they exhaust themselves out. If they don't have the lifestyle and diet and healthy lifestyle and blood circulation and workout and replenishment that can help them boost themselves to be able to withstand that type of lifestyle without them taking a toll on them, and eventually it can lead downhill. And lead to less attraction to that person, less energy levels, lower levels of motivation, not able to get up and do as much stuff done, need more hours of sleep. But that's just something you need to just understand at first. But this is why also in boxing and different sports they'll tell a person like, oh, don't overdo it on the sex. They'll even tell you not to have sex for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 90 days, etc. Half a year. Everybody does their own different time without doing it when they're doing the big event or sport or whatever. But you need to understand that, and that's because you actually do grow strength. Now you don't need to go all out and go forever, no, because there's negatives to that too. But you do want to find a certain type of cycle, or a certain type of what I call it, cyclical semen retention, or cumulative semen retention. That's the name of it. Where basically when you go a certain period of time without it, no matter whether that's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, a whole week, a whole month, and then you do it and you do it periodically like that. Just find whatever the best time for you that you can go without it. Everybody's is different. Some people it's 4 days, some people a week, some people half a month, some people a whole month, some people 3 months. See what I'm saying? And once you find that sweet spot for you that you like going, that you feel like you have a lot of energy still, and you're still healthy and going, and it don't take a toll on you without no drainage at all, then that's what you need to do and stick with that. And then that'll be what you consider cumulative, which is where I broke it down in the last video. You don't really lose energy. Say you start off right here with energy, right? And then you go 3, 4 days. You go 3, 4 days. You build up. That's 3, 4 days. When you ejaculate, you're not ejaculating the whole sack, or else you would be shooting clips, right? I'm not trying to get explicit. I'm just saying you'll be shooting clips, right? So if you start from here and you go 3, 4 days, right? You right there. You gonna shape when you finally have that release, you're gonna shape off some, but you're not gonna be as low as you was when you started here. So you gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4 days here. You right here. You had that release. You're gonna be right there. Then you're gonna go another 4 days. That's your cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're gonna be up here. You're gonna be higher than you was before. Then you're gonna go low. Boom. Now you still higher than where you was before, right? Then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and then you might be up here. And then you shape off some of that. But you're still higher than where you was before. Boom, 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 boom. And then you shape higher than you was before. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Higher than it was. See what I'm saying? And it's a cumulative, so you always building energy. Now everybody has their own plateau, but I'm saying you're still building. You're in the process of building energy. You're in the process of it still being a sense of semen retention because you're literally on retention at the moment, but it's cyclical and it's cumulative, and you're cycling it into a situation where you're building energy, and then you might after you get to a sweet spot of 4 days, you'd be like, oh, okay, I can go higher than this. I'm used to that. Then you can move up to 5, then 6, then a whole week, then maybe 2 weeks, then half a month, then you do a whole month. It's just everybody got their own sweet spot. For some people, their sweet spot they feel like they're comfortable with selling it a whole week. Once a week is okay with them. You see what I'm saying? And that's fine. Everybody, you got to find your own amount of days that benefit you without going. You see what I'm saying? But understand that that's the best way to do it. So I don't want nobody to ever feel like, oh, take it from like a religious point of view, like, oh, we just need to forever not do, forever do semen retention and never bust at all with you with a female yourself. No, that's not what it's about. It's about having moderation and balance, so your body can have its optimal levels of health, and your body and your spirit can have its optimal level of energy and chi and all that stuff and internal energy, so you can be the best version of yourself and be as optimal as you can as a being. You know what I'm saying? As a whole. Um, it's thunder. I'm gonna get up out of here, but that's what you need to understand. Now, understanding this too. Now, even if you are with a partner, because I'm still on the partner part. If you are with a partner and y'all are having sex consistently, understand that There's still nothing wrong with that, 100%. And no, I don't care how far, how deep y'all want to go. If y'all want to do it 3, 4, 5 times a day, like I said, I'm not trying to get explicit. Sorry, but I'm not. Y'all could do it 18 times but a day, but it don't matter. I just want you to understand that if you feel like you're addicted to sex like that, you to the point where you would say you're addicted, um, or AKA that may be a harsh word. Let's just say you feel like you need it excessively like that, whether he or she or both. A lot of times, understand that it's again just like the first part. Like I said earlier in the last video, it is not necessarily always the sex that you really want and that you feel like you need or you're searching for. What it really is, once again, you're also searching for that orgasmic energy. Just like the person who be solo by themselves, constantly masturbating or constantly in a situation where they're self pleasuring themselves or self stimulating themselves or fapping too much. You as well are trying to, what you're really trying to reach for subconsciously and don't realize it is orgasmic energy. So you feel like you got to always get off. Like, guys will be like, I got to get my nut, get my nut, got to get my nut. No, really, you just trying to reach, you just trying to find more orgasmic energy. You want to achieve and experience more orgasmic stimulation. That's all that is. You're searching for the orgasm, but you're not really searching for the release like you think you are. You just may be wired that way because of how society makes us think and how they make us view sex. But understand that. So this is where tantra comes in this play too, because it'll help people um, understand a deeper level of sexual intercourse where y'all can hover over in that orgasmic range and experience what they call many different types of orgasms. You can experience higher orgasms, what they call valley orgasms, higher states of orgasms, multi orgasms. Women already do this themselves. And whatsoever was a cosmic or all kind of stuff, you experience higher levels of that. So you end up satisfying that area that you thought and that you felt like you needed to always constantly fulfill in your life. By constantly either chasing it or constantly having to do it so many times, knowing that you obviously not fulfilled for you to feel like you have to go so crazy. But here's the thing: I don't want to make it seem like it's a bad thing because it's not. Like I said, you could do it 85 times a day. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just understanding just from that train of mind itself, there's also something deeper that you're trying to experience. That don't mean stop what you're doing. Keep doing it, maybe even more. But understand that so you can have deeper levels of it while you're doing it is what I'm saying. And so y'all, that's what I'm helping you out. I'm saying not telling you to stop and that having to do it 14 times a day is bad. I'm saying that means that there's something you're trying to reach that's deeper. And so by you being able to do that, y'all can actually fulfill yourself and do it just as much as you was just doing before. Don't even change nothing about it. That's not what I'm saying. Keep doing just as much, if even more than you was doing before. That's not. I'm not talking about the actual frequency you doing it. I'm just saying so you can dive deeper and feel more holistic and whole and fulfill that area of life that you really are searching for internally and not realizing. And now another. So that's orgasm energy, and you can learn that the tantra and different ways to do that. Now here's another thing. Another thing, since the if you having a lot of addiction to sex or you feel like you need to do sex all the time, if you got a partner, or this is what two people have sex, not solo, this is not masturbation, this is not self-stimulating, this is if you're with a partner, dual, two people, right? Y'all both are having intercourse. Listen, another one that besides orgasm I talked about before, another big one is intimacy. A lot of times, if you're in the pattern where you feel like you need sex so much and like all the time, a lot of times what you're really reaching for is a deeper sense of intimacy. What you really want is a deeper sense of intimacy and connection. So this is also where I say again, tantra comes into play because it teaches you guys to have a higher level of intimacy with each other that you can feel satisfied and fulfilled, but really just reaching that true space that you feel like you want from this person, building a deeper connection with this person and not just the lustful one. Which ain't nothing wrong with the lustful one because everything has its times now, goddamn it. Because these energies wouldn't exist if we all didn't need them to some extent sometimes. But understand that you're looking for also a deeper level of connection, a deeper emotional intimacy with that person too. And so by delving into tantra, like I said, there's different levels. Not only will you have satisfied that orgasmic feeling and intentions and stimulation that you're reaching for, and satisfaction, the orgasmic satisfaction that you're really chasing for, that you don't know that you want by always trying to have sex, but you also fulfill the deep intimacy and connection and the level of connection that you're seeking, that you're really searching for with your partner by diving into tantra as they get more so into caressing. This is why in Native Americans, their version of tantra was called carezza, I believe. It was like carezza or something like that, but which means like to caress. So that I'm not gonna get in detail, but in tantra you learn more so about caressing and spending more time, like, what I'm saying, caressing, touching each other, because y'all be in situations where y'all building a deeper level of connection, a much more sensual experience. So y'all connection and that deep emotional intimacy is a lot deeper. when you have to stare into each other's eyes for a certain period of time. You might start it off that could be the. I ain't trying to get into. I don't even want to say the word, but um, like you know what I'm saying. The process that you do before you really get into intercourse. That would be that version of that. Instead of actually doing the stuff that y'all usually do, that could be where, like we all stare into each other's eyes, stuff like that for a certain, short period of time. That builds a certain amount of intimacy with a person. Um, and like I said, caressing is a part of that during it, and talk as well. But I ain't trying to get too deep. But you just gotta understand that these are deeper ways in the art of tantra that can be used to unite one closer to the other one, to the other level, to their spouse or their partner. See what I'm saying? For deeper levels of intimacy and connection. Um, and then once you understand that, you'll be a lot much more satisfied and fulfilled in that area. And so y'all can still have intercourse as much as y'all want it, even if not even more. But y'all will be more fulfilled, and y'all will be actually reaching the root cause and fulfilling what it is that you felt like you lacked, and what you felt like you was chasing. You really will be satisfied and actually be getting what you wanted to get out of that from a subconscious, just internal point of view, which will be chasing that orgasmic fulfillment and being in the situation, orgasmic fulfillment and orgasmic satisfaction, and being in the situation where that internal connection and intimacy with your partner will be met. Now it's the same way if you're having a lot of intercourse. It don't matter if you could be hookers and prostitutes. If you're having a lot of like sex, even if you like say you like a hoe or you a player, you just like to have a lot of sex, but you like cheat or whatever. But even if you're not necessarily a cheater, you just have a lot of like what they call it, um I can't think of that name. A lot of just random sex or just sex that's like it's not like serious with a person, right? You're not building a real relatable connection. Even then, it's the same exact thing as I mentioned before with people that are with partners. Even if you are a hoe or you are what they call dudes a dog, if you a player and you keep having a bunch of sex with different people because you feel like you gotta get that itch scratch, or you feel like oh I gotta get a dog, gotta get his nut, or I gotta get my nut, I gotta get my nut. But it's the same thing as I spoken about before even with people with partners, it's still the same thing. Whenever you're lost into having wanting too much sex with other people, like just anybody. I'm not saying no crazy gay stuff. I'm just saying, but anytime you're lost into actual intercourse itself, not self pleasure and masturbation, that's a different. I broke that down. That's mainly just orgasmic fulfillment and orgasmic satisfaction you're trying to find within oneself. And so you think that ejaculating all the time is the answer, but really that's just because you've been indoctrinated and programmed to conflate the two with each other. But really, they're separate processes. But if you're in a situation like I'm talking about now, where it's you having a hard time, like you're being addicted, or you can't stop having intercourse with other people because you feel like you got to get your nut, or you feel addicted to it, and you constantly lost in that habit to the point where you put much more of your time into that than you need to, then what I'm telling you is it's the same thing as I broke down before. With if a person is in a partnership or if they have a relationship and they're having sex a lot, it's the same thing. You being a hoe and having sex and sleeping with so many different women, all that's showing is that same thing before really not really reaching for just sex and getting your nut like that. That's why you feel like you have to keep doing it because you're not satisfied. You have to keep doing it, and then after you do it, post nut clarity hit, and you either be like, man, I ain't really have to do that whole. But a lot of times you feel like you accomplished something because you with another person, because that energy be more powerful. But even then, you don't really care about them. You'll be more easy to cheat on them because you don't look at them for nothing more. You're not even trying to build a deeper sense of connection. And that brings me to the second one. The first one is if you're a dog and you're a player and you keep having sex with all these different women and you addicted to it and can't stop doing it and you feel like you need to get your nut. Number one is you really searching for orgasmic fulfillment or orgasmic satisfaction and not just the climax and ejaculation that you think you're looking for, like, oh, a dog need his nut. No, you deeply internally, you really want orgasmic satisfaction and orgasmic fulfillment, which you go look towards tantra for that. You'll learn deeper ways to go about that. You're looking for tantra. And number two is same thing. You may not be in a partnership, but if you're hoeing around and having sleeping with so many different women, you're in a situation where you're also looking for a sense of deeper intimacy and connection with somebody. You may not realize it, but you really want that as well. But due to you being hurt in the past, which what made you be a hoe and a dog in the first place to sleep with so many women and not taking seriously, you already were hurt. So your heart chakra already was bent and hurt in the past, which you need to do your own healing. But this is where tantra comes in again, because tantra helps us a lot of times with that too, to heal our inner self. So y'all all got to go down your own journey of reaching some type of orgasmic fulfillment and satisfaction, and some type of orgasmic fulfillment and orgasmic satisfaction in your life. And two, y'all all need to find some sort of deeper intimacy and connection with people. that y'all can build with. If you single at the moment, you need to focus on yourself and just finding that orgasmic fulfillment and orgasmic satisfaction within yourself, and that'll manifest and should balance all your chakras to the point where you might manifest somebody in your life that you can be more connected with. You see what I'm saying? As well as open your own heart chakra, but that practice, this practice will help assist you with that too, and that'll manifest people in your life that you may be able to connect with on a deeper level and have deeper intimacy and connection with. And then if you are like a whole red dog and you keep trying to sleep around with many women thinking you just gotta get your nut, you're subconsciously not knowing that you really are wanting more orgasmic fulfillment and orgasmic satisfaction in your life, but you're also looking for a deeper level of internal intimacy and connection with a person as well. And same thing with the person who's in a partnership that y'all are married or y'all in a partner, y'all boyfriend girlfriend, and y'all related to it. Y'all, it's the same thing that y'all dealing with. Y'all are in a situation where y'all are in a situation where y'all dealing with the exact same thing. Y'all are searching for that orgasmic fulfillment and orgasmic satisfaction and don't even realize it. And y'all are also, more importantly, searching for a deeper internal intimacy and connection, deeper connection with your partner, a deeper level of intimacy and a deeper level of connection with your partner. If you are in a relationship, so understand that it's the same thing. If you're having problems solo, like I said, masturbation, self pleasure, self stimulation, fapping, then you're mainly looking for a form of orgasm fulfillment and orgasmic satisfaction, not just the climax and ejaculation in the relapse. Understand that and do deeper works of tantra, self lingual massage to have more healthier ways of utilizing sexual energy with yourself so you can build energy and do masturbation in a healthy way that builds energy and not depletes yourself with physical energy and internal life force and spiritual energy. If you're having a hard time with, if you're having a time of you're constantly addicted to keep having a whole bunch of sex with individuals, aka actual sex and intercourse like with another person, no matter if you're in a relationship or not, it don't matter. If you're addicted to having sex with other people in general and you have to just keep doing it over and over and over, you are also looking for a form of orgasmic fulfillment and orgasmic satisfaction, not just the relapse and climax like you think, like, oh, the dog, guy just got to get his nut. No, you're actually looking for um, orgasmic satisfaction and orgasmic bliss and orgasm fulfillment as well, but you're also looking for a sense of deeper intimacy with a person and a sense of deeper connection with a person. So understand that. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Much love. I hope y'all understand the video.